The bench is cold in the corner of the room, where the sunlight never quite hits the floor. It's been a silent season of shadows and gloom since I heard your key turn in the door. I remember the way your fingers used to fly like birds chasing morning across the ivory. Now there's a stillness that I can't deny, a quiet that's grown much too loud for me. I reached out today just to touch middle C, but my finger left a trail in the gray. It felt like a bruise on a memory of a song that we both used to play. The sheet music's yellow, the edges are torn, and the petals are rusted with tears. It's funny how something so bright and so born can turn into ghost notes and fears. And it's just a storm, the piano keys settling down in the softest degrees of velvet coat for a song that's died, for the I love yous we kept inside. The harmony's broken, the tuning is wrong. I'm just the ghost of a half-finished song, watching the silver turn into debris under the dust on the piano key. I'd wipe it all clean if I thought you'd come back, if I thought we could find that old rhyme. But the bridge of the melody started to crack under the weight of the silence and time. Some things aren't meant to be played anymore. Yeah, it's just a storm, the piano keys settling down in the softest degrees of velvet coat for a song that's died, for the I love yous we kept inside. The harmony's broken, the tuning is wrong. I'm just the ghost of a half-finished song, watching the silver turn into debris under the dust on the piano keys. I'll leave the lid closed, I'll let the velvet grow, because if I play a note, I'll have to let you go. Just dust, only dust, falling on the keys. I found a bottle at the back of the shelf, labeled with a year. I tried to forget, I poured a glass and I sat by myself in the high-waisted ghost of a silhouette. The record is skipping on the same three words. I should have stayed, I should have stayed. It's the loneliest sound I've ever heard, the price of a debt has never been paid. You were all velvet and cigarette smoke, and I was too young to know how to hold on. I treated our love like a punchline or joke, until I woke up and the theater was gone. Now I'm collecting the pieces of us like antique glass on a porcelain tray. But everything gold has turned into rust, and everything colorful's turning to gray. And it's that vintage regret, it's a classic soul ache. It's the I'm sorry's I was too stubborn to make. It's aged in the cellar, it's heavy and deep. It's the promise I made, but I didn't quite keep. It's a fine-milled sadness, a top-shelf sting, the echoes of a heart that refused to sing. I'm drinking it down till the sun starts to set, drowning in the taste of my vintage regret. They say things get better with a little bit of time, but the higher the mountain, the harder the climb. And this feeling don't fade, it just gets refined, like a poison that's sweet and a vision that's blind. Yeah, it's that vintage regret, it's a classic soul ache. It's the I'm sorry's I was too stubborn to make. It's aged in the cellar, it's heavy and deep. It's the promise I made, but I didn't quite keep. It's a fine-milled sadness, a top-shelf sting, the echoes of a heart that refused to sing. I'm drinking it down till the sun starts to set, drowning in the taste of my vintage regret. It's an old-fashioned hurt in a new-fashioned world. I'm still that lonely. Broken heart, gray. Just a vintage regret. Not over you yet. No, not over you yet. It's hanging on the back of the bedroom door, like it's waiting for a body to fill the space. I've moved your books and I've swept the floor, but I can't bring myself to touch that lace. The collar's still turned up on the right-hand side, just the way you wore it when you said goodbye. It's a cotton ghost with nowhere to hide, underneath the weight of a heavy sky. And it still smells like your coffee and the rain, like a memory that's folded in a story that's already been told. It's just buttons and thread and a shade of navy blue, but it's the only thing I have that still feels like you. Yeah, the hardest part of being redefined is living with the shirt you left behind. I saw it in the mirror and I caught my breath. For a second I thought I heard you down the hall, but it's just the wind playing tricks with death, and the shadows stretching long across the wall. I should put it in a box or give it away, but then I'd have nothing left to hold. So I leave it right there, day after day, watching the colors start to fade and fold. 'Cause it still smells like your coffee and the rain, like a memory that's folded in the pain. I wrap the sleeves around me when the night gets cold, clinging to a story that's already been told. It's just buttons and thread and a shade of navy blue, but it's the only thing I have that still feels like you. Yeah, the hardest part of being redefined is living with the shirt you left behind. There's a small tear near the bottom half from that night we danced in the kitchen light. I keep tracing the frayed edges of them while I try to survive another tonight. Maybe tomorrow I'll wash the scent away. Maybe next week I'll put the hanger in the hall. But for now, I'll just let it stay, leaning against the wood, waiting for a ghost, catching my fall. The shirt you left behind, just a shirt you left behind. I still get the notifications, like ghosts inside my palm. I'm breaking through the silence when the world is feeling calm. A link to a new collection, a sale on things we used to buy. Every ping is a paper cut underneath the digital sky. I've been hovering over the button for 1,000 nights or more, paralyzed by the feeling of closing the final door. But I'm clicking on subscribe from the memory of you, checking all to the updates on what you're going through. I don't wanna see your face, and a year ago today I saw your name in a thread with people I don't know. I almost typed a message, then I had to let it go. I'm tired of being a witness to a life I'm not a part of now. Trying to solve a promise that we broke without a vow. Are you sure you wanna leave? The screen asked me twice, as if the machine can feel the weight of the sacrifice. One more tap and the feed goes black. No more looking forward, no more looking back. So I'm clicking unsubscribe from memory of you, checking no to the item, not what you're going through. I don't wanna see your face in a year ago today. I'm tired of the ghosts that refuse to go away. It's a quiet kind of heartbreak, a cold and hollow plea. Losing you was slow, but the ending's coming quick. I'm unsubscribing from the love we used to be. Set the status to missing, set the rest of me free. Confirming changes, the inbox is empty at last. The screen goes dark and I'm finally just a part of your past. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe. The blue light is the only sun I see. It's 3 a.m. and you're staring back at me through a pixelated haze and a cracked glass screen. We're living in the spaces somewhere in between. I reach out to touch the shadow of your hair, but my fingers only find the cold midnight air. You're 1,000 miles away, or maybe just a foot, but there's a canyon in this bed where your heartbeat should be put. We're talking in circles, we're typing in code, while the weight of the silence starts to erode. And it's virtual hugs and physical gaps, building a bridge that's bound to collapse. I'm sending you I love yous through a fiber optic wire, while I'm shivering alone beside a digital fire. It's a heart emoji sent to a hollow chest, a simulation of a love that's put to the test. I've got you in my pocket, but I've lost you in my arms, and the distance is doing all the harm. voice is a ghost inside my speaker box. I'm counting down the minutes on a dozen different clocks. I know your Wi-Fi password, but I don't know how you feel. When the connection drops and the world becomes real, we're masters of the send, but we're failing at the stay. Watching the best of us just buffer away. I don't want a thumbnail version of your grace. I don't want to swipe to see your face. I'm tired of the loading and the frozen frames, of playing these lonely long-distance games. I'd trade every like, every share, every view for 5 minutes of oxygen in a room with you. Through these virtual hugs and physical gaps, building a bridge that's bound to collapse. I'm sending you I love yous through a fiber optic wire, while I'm shivering alone beside a digital fire. It's a heart emoji sent to a hollow chest, a simulation of a love that's put to the test. I've got you in my pocket, but I've lost you in my arms, and the distance is doing all the harm. Through these virtual hugs and physical gaps, building a bridge that's bound to collapse. I'm sending you I love yous through a fiber optic wire, while I'm shivering alone beside a digital fire. I see the way you look at me, like a book you've read before, a familiar kind of symmetry, walking through an open door. But the stars are out of alignment and the gravity is wrong. We're humming the right melody to a completely different song. Maybe in a world of neon lights, I'm the one who stayed behind, and we didn't spend those bitter nights with goodbye on our minds. But here the clocks are moving fast, while my heart is standing still, trying to find a future that the universe won't fulfill. It's the right soul, just the silver ghost of time, a perfect rhythm, but we couldn't find the rhyme. I'm reaching for a head that's already letting go, before the seeds we planted even had a chance to grow. 'Cause we met in the wrong to tear the pages out and rewrite every line. I'd trade 1,000 nows just to make your then mine. But the thread is spinning thinner and the colors start to bleed. I'm the question you don't ask, you're the answer I don't If I close my eyes tight enough, I can almost see us that won't. The version where we didn't crash before we'd even begun. But the sun is coming up now and the stars have all declined. And goodbye to the ghost of you in the wrong timeline. I took the long way home tonight, past the diner on the square. The neon sign is flickering, but I couldn't look in there. That's the booth where we decided on the names of dogs we'd own. Now it's just a patch of vinyl and a girl sitting alone. I'm a ghost in my own zip code, walking streets I used to know. The park bench has a brand new coat, a forest green and gold, but it can't hide the initials that we carved when we were bold. Even the old tree looks different since you packed the car and left. The air feels thin and hollow in the city of the bereft. They say a place is just some dirt and stone, but I've never felt this much of a gone. The traffic light turns red and stays that way, just like the ending of our yesterday. And it's a neighborhood gone youth, and it's a map I can't navigate. Every corner is a landslide of a love that arrived too late. I'm a stranger on the sidewalk of but the view is black and blue in this lonely neighborhood without you. I thought about moving to a city by the sea, where the pavement doesn't whisper what you used to say to me. But your shadow's in the concrete and your laugh is in the wind. How do I start a new life where the old one never it's a neighborhood had you, and it's a map I can't navigate. Every corner is a landslide of a love that arrived too late. I'm a stranger on the sidewalk of the life we meant to build, with a mailbox full of ghosts and a promise unfulfilled. But the view is black and blue in this lonely neighborhood without you. I'm standing on the porch now, checking for the key, but the house is just a building since you took the home from me. Neighborhood without you, just a street without a name, just a heart without a flame, to the sound of distant traffic. Sunlight's hitting the kitchen floor in that jagged golden way it did before, but the counter is clean and the pot is dry, and I'm staring at the dust motes floating by. I didn't hear the grinder start at 8. I didn't hear your footsteps or the rattle of a plate. The silence is a sound that I can't drown out. This is what they meant by living without. I found your favorite rug mud behind the tea, the one with the chipped handle you bought for me. It's sitting in the dark of the cabinet shelf, a little piece of us that's all by itself. I thought about brewing a pot for one, but the thought of the steam felt like staring at the sun. Too warm, too bright, too much like the day before you decided to throw it all away. They say the caffeine keeps your heart awake, but I think that's a risk I'm not ready to take. 'Cause if I wake up fully, I'll have to face the fact that the just another Saturday I have to throw away. Maybe I'll go to the shop down the street where the people are loud and the sugar is sweet. But I'll see 2 cups on a table for 2, and I'll taste the ghost of a morning with you. So I'll stay in the covers, I'll stay in the dark, waiting for a light that lost its spark. It's just another Saturday I have to throw away. No steam on the window, no warmth in the cup, just a long, lonely weekend before I have to give up. No steam on the window, no warmth in the cup, just a long, lonely weekend before I have to give up. I heard the gravel crunching at the gate. The postman's running 15 minutes late. I used to rush the door before he'd leave, with a heart won like a trophy on my sleeve. But now I let the engine fade away, because I know there's nothing new to say. Just catalogs and coupons for a life that didn't end in husband and in wife. The hinges have a rusted, hollow scream, like they're waking from a long and happy dream. I remember when your handwriting was there, scented with the summer and your hair. Now the spider's spinning webs inside the slot, in the only part of me that you forgot. I'm reaching in to find a ghost to hold, but the aluminum is biting sharp and cold. It's a tiny little hovel made of tin, but it's big enough to drown a person in. I'm looking for a pardon or a wait, but I'm only finding flyers for a sale on garden gates. It's the echo of a promise that was never delivered. A letter in my mind that makes my whole body shiver. I'm waiting for a stamp, I'm waiting for a sign that you're still reading between every line. But it's just the sound of metal hitting metal tonight, the closing of a door on the last of the Maybe the ink ran dry. Maybe the plane didn't fly. Maybe you wrote it and tore it in two, and you're standing at your mailbox waiting for me to. But the flag is down and the street is still, and the void is a debt I can't pay with a apart. It's the echo of a promise that was never delivered. A letter in my mind that makes my whole body shiver. I'm waiting for a stamp, I'm waiting for a sign that you're still reading between every line. But it's just the sound of metal hitting metal tonight, the closing of a door on the last of just a return to cinder in my soul. I'll check again tomorrow. I'll check again. I caught my breath when I saw your car, or a shadow of it parked outside the bar. And for a second the air felt like a knife, cutting through the static of my life. It's been months since we said it was the end, but I'm still learning how to not depend on the way you'd reach across the center seat to make my tattered edges feel complete. They say that time turns the purple into gray, that the swelling eventually goes away. But I'm walking through the grocery store aisles, and I'm tripping over ghosts of all your smiles. I saw the brand of coffee that you like, and a sudden heavy fever started to spike. It's a quiet ache, a deep and hidden stain, the colorful remains of all the pain. I look fine if you see me in the light. I've learned to wear my sleeves a little tight, but if you look too close, you'll see the mark of a love that left me crying in the dark. I've got a heart like a bruise, tender to the touch. I didn't think that losing you would cost me this much. 1 minute I'm steady, the next I'm turned blue by a song or a scent or a thought of you. It's a slow fading bloom on a fragile skin, a map exactly where you let yourself in. Don't press too hard, don't ask for the news. I'm just living with a heart like a yellow at the edges, darkening to black, waiting for the blood to find its way back. Every time I think the surface is clear, something hits the spot and brings back the fear that I'll always be a victim of the us we used to be, that the mark of you is permanently me. Careful where you step, be careful what you say. It's still a little sore from when you walked away. High like a bruise, changing color, still learning, still hurting. Music slows down to a single pulsing bass note that fades into nothing. Sprinklers are singing to the manicured lawns, and the sun stays awake until the day is almost gone. The neighbors' kids are splashing in a plastic blue pool, while I'm shivering in a sweater trying to keep cool. The calendar says summer, the sky is perfect glass, but I'm watching golden leaves That's how it looks through the lens of my grief. A sudden bitter winter, a sudden sharp relief. There's a charcoal smell drifting from a fence nearby, and fireworks are prepping for a dance in the sky. But I've pulled the heavy curtains to block out the glare, because the ghost of your laughter is still hanging in the air. You left me in the peak of the cardinal heat. Now I'm walking through a blizzard on a 90-degree street. The ice in my lemonade won't even melt. That's the coldest goodbye that I've ever felt. Everyone's chasing the light and the waves, while I'm over here digging 300 graves for the plans that we made for the 4th of July. Now I'm just waiting for the summer to die. And it's autumn in July, the trees are turning red. Everything is living, but I'm feeling like the dead. There's a frost on the window of my soul today, while the rest of the world wants to go out and play. You took the heat with you when you slammed the door. Now the sand on my feet feels like snow on the floor. It's the longest day of the year, and I don't know why I'm stuck in the middle of autumn in July. Usually the shadows take months to get long. Usually the birds wait to finish their song, but the birds all went silent the moment you left, and the sun became a stranger in the wake of the theft of my heart, of my light, of my midsummer dream. Now I'm a silent movie in a high-def scheme. Yeah, it's autumn in July, the trees are turning red. Everything is living, but I'm feeling like the dead. There's a frost on the window of my soul today, while the rest of the world wants to go out and play. You took the heat with you when you slammed the door. Now the sand on my feet feels like snow on the floor. It's the longest day of the year, and I don't know why I'm stuck in the middle of autumn in July. Past the sunscreen, I'm freezing to death. See the vapor when I catch my breath. It's July, but the leaves are falling. It's July, and the winter's calling. Dust has settled on the porch swing, and the radio is playing static lines. I'm still tracing circles in the carpet, trying to find the rhythm of your life. But the gravity we built has started fading, and the atmosphere is getting thin. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't waiting to let the oxygen back in. Now I'm just a ghost in a dead machine, drifting through the places we have been. You're a sun that's flickered out and gone to black, and I'm the satellite that's never coming back. Just a cold silver line in a hollow sky, watching the world and the years go by, locked in the silence of what we used to be, in the loneliest orbit. Just me. See your lights from 30,000 miles. They look so warm from this far away. I wonder if you ever look up at the ceiling and see the shadow of the debt I couldn't pay. I'm pulling on a thread that's long been broken, falling upward through the velvet blue. The only words that ever go unspoken are the ones I'm screaming out to you. 'Cause I'm just a boy in a dead machine, drifting for the places we have been. You're a sun that's flickered out and gone to black, and I'm the satellite that's never coming back. Just a cold silver line in a hollow sky, watching the world and the years go by, locked in the silence of what we used to be, in the loneliest orbit. Just me. They say the stars are mostly dead by the time we see them shine. Is that the same for every yours and every mine? Am I just looking at a memory of a spark? Is that why it's so quiet in the dark? We're sitting across from the breakfast stand, but the table feels 100 miles wide. I'm searching your eyes for a flicker or a gleam of the secrets we used to keep inside. You say pass the salt and it sounds like goodbye. I say how was your day, like a prayer. We're staring at the scripts, but the ink is dry, and there's no one left to listen or to care. I remember when a touch was a whole symphony, and a look told me everything I knew. Now I'm stuttering through a broken memory, trying to find the us inside of you. We used to speak in shorthand, a code for the heart. Now we're just strangers with a heavy tongue, watching the alphabet fall slowly apart beneath the weight of the songs we haven't sung. Because love is a dying language now, and we've forgotten how to say the words out loud. The grammar is broken, the rhythm is gone. We're just two voices humming through the dawn. It's a dialect of ghosts, a whisper in the sand, a story that neither of us can understand. We're losing the syntax, we're losing the flow. Love is a dying language, and we're letting it go. There's no dictionary for the way we feel, no Rosetta Stone to make this hollow go real. We're shouting in the canyons, we're crying in the dark, but the words don't carry fire, they don't even carry a spark. Love is a dying language now, and we've forgotten how to say the words out loud. The grammar is broken, the rhythm is gone. We're just two voices humming through the dawn. It's a dialect of ghosts, a whisper in the sand, a story that neither of us can understand. We're losing the syntax, we're losing the flow. Love is a dying language, and we're letting it go. I don't know how to say stay. I don't know how to to say, don't walk away. It's all just static, it's all just white noise, lost in the silence, a language with no one left to speak it. I watched your rocket break the clouds at dawn, a trail of fire against the morning light. I'm still standing where the heat is gone, shivering in the middle of a permanent night. You found the oxygen, you found the blue, you found a world where the flowers can grow. But I'm tethered to the ghost of you, in a place where the clocks move agonizingly slow. There's no wind here to blow the dust away, so your footprints look as fresh as they did then. And I walk beside them every single day, wishing I could make the dust rise up again. I'm looking at the earth, so small and bright, a marble spinning in a sea of you. You're dancing in the middle of the light, and you're too far away to ever look for me. And it's cold on the heavy side of the moon, where the sun never rises and the heart's out of tune. I'm way down by the lead in my chest, in a landscape of craters where I can't find no rest. You're floating like a feather, you're finally free, while the gravity of us is crushing me. Locked in the dark and I'm leaving too soon, from the heavy side of the moon. Space is just a distance, or so the scientists say, but it feels like a wall that I can't break today. I'm screaming through a vacuum, nowhere for the sound. I'm the only thing lost that doesn't want to be found. pictures that we drew, the ones with the garden and the wraparound porch. I'm sweeping up the cinders of a view that burned out like a lonely, forgotten torch. We were building castles out of common sense and naming the stars we were gonna climb, but the hourglass slipped right through my hand, and I'm left with the wreckage of borrowed time. You used to sleep with your head against my heart, counting the beats like a drum for the road. Now the miles have pulled the map apart, and I'm carrying the ghost of a heavy load. They say that dreaming is a dangerous game for those who don't know how to fall. Now I'm just whispering a holy name to the empty space against the bedroom wall. So play the bells low for the dreamer, light a white candle for the things we'll never be. I was a believer and you were the redeemer, but now the sky is closing in Sleep now, the dreaming is over. Sleep now, I'll catch you if you fall. But you've already fallen. A requiem for a dreamer. Amen. I've been moving the furniture around in my chest, trying to find a place for the ghost of your name. I've cleared out the drawers and I've tried to get rest, but every corner looks exactly the same. I used to keep a candle in the window for you, in case you got lost or you changed your mind. But the wax has run out and the flames turn blue, and there's nothing left for a traveler to find. They say that it's better to have loved and lost than to never have felt the sting of the cold. But they don't tell you anything about the cost of a story that stops before it's been told. I'm tired of waiting for the phone to ring. I'm tired of searching for a sign in the stars. I'm trading in every beautiful thing for the peace that comes with accepting these scars. Because I'm cleaning house and I'm locking the door. There's no more room for hope on this floor. It's a heavy guest that's overstayed its star, making me it's true, there's no more room for and there's no more room for you. The horizon used to be a line of gold. We were burning bright, or so I was told. But fire is a hungry, desperate thing. It takes the forest and the songs they sing. Now I'm standing in the suit of us, turning diamonds back into the dust. There's no more heat, just a bitter chill, and a world that's gone unnervingly still. I try to breathe, but the air is thick, like a magic lamp with a burnt out wick. I'm tracing your name in the gray on the glass, watching the ghost of the seasons pass. The garden is buried in a velvet shroud of everything we weren't allowed to say out loud while the flames were high, before the embers began to die. I'm looking up at the ashen skies, waiting for the sun to tell me lies. But the clouds are heavy and the light is thin, and I don't know where the world begins. It's raining ghosts on the wreckage below, covering the paths where we used to go. Nothing grows and nothing cries underneath the weight of these ashen They say that life comes back from the black, that the green returns on the beaten track. But they haven't seen the way we burn. They haven't felt the way the weather turned from a summer heart to a winter soul. ashen sky. Ashen skies. The neighbors mowing grass at 9:30. The children are laughing at the end of the street. The bluebirds are making a home in the pine, and the world is waking up on steady feet. I hear the coffee pot begin to hiss. I see the shadows stretching on the floor, but I'm looking for the warmth of a morning kiss that doesn't live inside this house no more. There's a gold light dancing on the kitchen wall, mocking the way I can't get out of bed. It's a beautiful day for a rise and a fall, for the living and the ghosts inside my head. I've got 3 blankets pulled up to my chin, in the middle of a burning July afternoon, trying to find where the frost ends and I begin, in a room that turned to winter way too soon. And the sun still rises, but I'm cold, like a winter story that refuses to be told. The sky is a cathedral of a perfect blue, but there's a shivering horror where I used to have you. Yeah, the earth keeps spinning in a circle of light while I'm still wrapped in the middle of the night. It's 80 degrees and a sight to behold, and the sun still rises, but I'm cold. Feel I to walk out and feel the heat on my skin. I wanna let the summer melt the ice within, but the further I go, the deeper the snow, and the wind only bites where you used to hold me Look at the light, it's so bright, it's so warm for everyone else, but I'm just a statue on a summer shelf, still freezing, still waiting. The sun's still red, time's thread so cold. I walk through the park where the maples turn red, past the bench where we carved out our names. I reach to my right like a habit unsaid, but the air was the only thing playing the games. The space in my palm felt 100 miles wide, a hollow that echoed with every footfall. I looked for a place for my fingers to hide, since they don't have a home anymore at all. The table for two is a desert of wood. The candle is flickering, losing its fight. I'd give up the world to be misunderstood by you just one more time. In the middle of night, my thumb traces circles on skin and on bone, trying to mimic the way that you moved. It's a different kind of being alone when you're trying to prove you can still be loved. And I'm just crossing my fingers and clutching my palm, trying to find a piece of the calm. I'm interlacing digits in the dark of the hall, building a grip so I don't have to fall. It's a bittersweet mercy, a lonely demand, learning the art of holding my own hand. It's cold and it's quiet, and I understand I'm the only one left holding my own hand. I used to think strength was a fist in the air, or a heart that could weather the storm, but now it's just tactile, a silent prayer to keep my own shaking so warm. I'm my own maker, I'm my own shore. Walking down the hallway like it's Broadway at night, but there's no neon buzzing, no flickering light. The kitchen is a diner where the service is slow, and the menu is just memories of things I let go. I check the morning mail, but the ink is all blurred, just a hollow collection of unspoken words. I've got a skyline of boxes piled up by the bed, and a traffic jam of what ifs inside of my head. The neighbors are shouting through the drywall again, but I'm tuned to a frequency of where and of when. I used to be a country, a kingdom, a home, but you took the borders and left me alone. Now I'm zoning the silence and plating the grief in a world where the hours provide no relief. I'm the only one breathing in the zip code of pain, watching the dust settle down like the rain. And it's a city of one, with a population of me, stretching out as far as the heartache can see. The parks are all empty, the theaters are dark. I'm a firefly looking for a dying spark. I got a map of your absence, a street named regret, and a million small corners I haven't left yet. It's a lonely republic, a life come undone, building my walls in a city of one. There's no siren screaming, no rush hour haze, just the slow, steady ticking of infinite days. I'm the king of the rubble, the lord of the ghosts. I'm the guest who stayed late, and the ghost of the yeah, it's a city of one, with a population of me, stretching out as far as the heartache can see. The parks are all empty, the theaters are dark. I'm a firefly looking for a dying spark. I've got a map of your absence, a street named regret, and a million small corners I haven't left yet. It's a lonely republic, a life come undone, building my walls. This city of one. The lights are going out on 5th and Main. I'm the only soul left to feel the rain. No one's coming home, no one's on the line. Population me, and I'm doing fine. Just a city of one. 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 You're standing in the doorway with that look in your eyes, the one that used to melt me before all the lies. You let the word fall heavy like a coin in a well, waiting for a splash or a secret to tell. But it's hitting the bottom with a hollow sound. Then the silence you left when you weren't around. You're holding that sentence like a peace offering leaf, but it's far too short to cover this grief. I've spent 1,000 nights rebuilding the walls, scrubbing your shadow out of the halls. I've mended the china and I've painted the room, trying to sweep out the scent of your perfume. And now you come back with 5 little letters, acting like there's some kind of mystical fetters. But you can't fix a canyon with a handful of sand, or bring back the life to this withered up land. Because sorry is a small word now, too thin to keep a promise or a holy vow. It's a pebble in the ocean, a whisper in the gale, a tattered little rag on a broken sail. I need a word that can stop the bleeding, a word that can provide the life I'm needing. But you're standing there, and I don't know how to tell you that sorry is a small word now. Maybe if you'd said it when the cracks were just starting, before the long winter and the bitter parting, it might have been enough to hold the ceiling up high. But now it's just a ghost of a tired old lie. It's a matchstick trying to be the sun. is a small word now.
Keep it. Put it back in your pocket. Save it for someone who still believes in magic tricks. It's just 5 letters, 2 syllables, and 1,000,000 miles too late. Yeah.
Sorry is a small word now. Put our favorite record on the turntable tonight, the one we used to dance to by the refrigerator light. But the needle hit the groove and the sound was all wrong. I couldn't find the feeling, I couldn't find the song. The chords that used to lift me just fell flat on the floor, like a message in a bottle that never reached the shore. I'm staring at the speakers, but they're lying to me, playing a rhythm that I can't even see. The radio is humming in the car on the drive, singing about being young and feeling alive. But the lyrics are a language I don't speak anymore. Just a bunch of hollow rhymes washing up on the door. A major key feels like a slap in the face, and the tempo is a ghost I'm trying to chase. I used to hear a symphony in the way you'd say my name. Now every single frequency feels exactly the same. Where was the day the music stopped making sense? The day the melody climbed over the fence. The verses are broken, the chorus is frail, like a beautiful debt that can never be paid. I'm living in the static, I'm living in the blur, where the him and the me turned into a word. The world is still singing, but I'm over the edge since the day the music stopped making sense. I'm looking for a hook to hang my heart on. I'm looking for a beat to keep me moving on. But the bridge is collapsed and the tune is gone, and I'm just a singing with nothing to lean on. Silence is the only song I know by heart. I cut my finger on a glass in the sink. I watched the crimson bloom, but I didn't even blink. There's a dullness in the kitchen, a fog in the hall. I'm staring at the places where we used to lean against the wall. I should be screaming, I should be on my knees, begging for the winter to turn back into a breeze. But the wires have been cut and the lights are all dim. I'm a glass that's been emptied right up to the brim. Your picture's on the nightstand, looking back at me, like a person that I knew in a different century. I try to find a tear, I try to find a spark, but I'm just a hollow vessel drifting through the dark. The doctor says it's shock, the poets call it grief, but I just call it a temporary, terrifying relief. To feel absolutely nothing while the world falls apart is the only way to carry around this heavy, broken heart. I'm under emotion anesthesia tonight, counting back from 10 until I lose the light. I've gone under the needle, I've gone under the knife, to cut out the part of me that called you my life. Don't wake me up, don't try to make me feel the jagged little edges of a love that was real. I'm perfectly numb, I'm beautifully brave, wrapped in the safety of feeling nothing today. Because if I let a little bit of feeling through the door, I'd be back on the tiles, shaking on the floor. So I'm raising the dosage and I'm lowering the heat until I can't even hear my own heartbeat. Stay in the static, stay in the blur. Yeah, I'm
this what you wanted? 6, 5, hardly alive. 4, 3, don't look at me. 2, 1, nothing. Nothing.
The doctor didn't give me a pill or a prayer. He just looked at the way I was breathing the air. He saw the hollowed out look in the curve of my chest, and the way that my heart was failing the test. It isn't a fever, it isn't a cold, it's the weight of a hand that I no longer hold. It's a cellular hunger, a ghost in the bone, the incurable ache of being alone. I walk through the grocery store aisles at night, avoiding the couples under fluorescent light. I'm a flickering candle in a room full of sun, a story that's over before it's begun. I've tried all the remedies, tried all the time, but moving away feels like committing a crime. The walls of this house are starting to breathe with the don't go and stay that you never did leave. And it's terminal loneliness, sinking in deep. It's the secret I whisper whenever I sleep. There's no miracle cure, there's no miracle There's no attic mind to pull me back out of this shadow of mine. I'm stage 4 deserted, I'm fading to black, waiting for a heartbeat that's never coming back. Just a slow, steady drift into the great unknown of terminal loneliness, all on my own. The reading room is empty, the lights are turning low. I've got nowhere left to really go. It's terminal, it's final, it's just me. Sitting on the floor of our empty room, measuring the shadows and the creeping gloom. I used to know the curve of your smile by heart. Now I'm just calculating how we fell apart. We were a circle unbroken and bound, with no beginning or end to be found. But a circle is just a million points in a line, and I've lost the center of yours and mine. I'm tracing the angles of the kitchen chair, where the ghost of your presence is hanging in the air, and a cute little ache of sharp-edged regret for the words that we haven't quite finished yet. The distance between us is a physical thing. It's the miles and the silence that the telephone brings. We're two parallel lines on a faded out map, staring at the forever inside of the gap. And it's the geometry of pain, the math of the loss, subtracting the odds and counting the cost. It's a three-sided story of no right way out, a blueprint of failure and a compass of doubt. The hypotenuse of maybe is a long way to fall when you're staring at the squareness of a bedroom wall. Yeah, the numbers are cold and the logic is vain in the dark architecture. The geometry of pain. They say a straight line is the shortest way home, but geometry's broken, the balance is gone, and the addition of one only leads to the dawn of a zero-sum game. Yeah, it's the geometry of pain, the math of the loss, subtracting the odds and counting the cost. It's a three-sided story with no right way out, a blueprint of failure and a compass of doubt. The hypotenuse of maybe is a long way to fall when you're staring at the squareness of a bedroom wall. Yeah, the numbers are cold and the logic is vain in the dark architecture, the geometry of pain. 1 minus 1 equals none. Point A to point B, but you're not with me, just a lonesome degree, a hollow degree. The math doesn't work. The math doesn't work. I'm watching the little red bar at the top, waiting for the ticking of the clock to stop. Your name is still glowing on the glass in my hand, a ghost from a country I no longer land. I started a message I'll never complete, about how the silence is bittersweet, but the screen is flickering, losing its pride, just like the pilot light dying inside. I used to be charged by the sound of your voice. Now staying awake is is a desperate choice. I'm looking for a cable, looking for a spark, but I'm just a shadow lost in the dark. The brightness is fading, the colors are dim. I'm losing the memory of her and of him, and the black glass is waiting to swallow the day before I can find the right words to say. And I'm at 0% battery, fading to black with a heart full of static and no way back. The signal is searching, but the tower is down. I'm a digital ghost in a physical town. Don't try to call me, don't try to ping. I'm letting go of every exciting thing. The power is gone and I'm finally free. At 0%, just a day. Just a day No more red receipts to make my blood run cold. No more stories that have already been told. I'm pulling the plug, I'm cutting the line. I'm taking back what's left of my time before the screen goes dark for good. Yeah, I'm at 0% battery, fading to black with a heart full of static and no way back. The signal is searching, but the tower is down. I'm a digital ghost in a physical town. Don't try to call me, don't try to ping. I'm letting go of every upsetting thing. The power is gone and I'm finally free. At 0%, just a dead battery. The screen is dark, the glass is cold. The newest light is getting old. Low power mode, shutting down, shutting down. It cuts off mid-note. I've scrubbed the scent of you off of the sheets with a chemical sting that is bitter and neat. I've bleached every memory, I've mopped every floor, till I can't find a trace of us anymore. The air in this kitchen is filtered and thin. It doesn't let any old memories in. I'm living in plastic, I'm living in white, in a room that is shielded from the heat of the light. You were a fever, a beautiful mess, a chaotic heartbeat beneath a silk dress. But passion is dirty, cold cloud. Now I move with a calmness that's frightening to see. There isn't a germ of are you left in me. I've cauterized every small place where we bled, and I've tucked all the maybes away in the dead. And we've got sterile hearts in a vacuum of bone, the cleanest version of being alone. No more bacteria, no more of the ache, no more of the promises we're gonna break. It's a stainless steel life, it's a laboratory blue, where nothing can grow and nothing is true. We're safe from the hurt and the parts that were smart, and the cold, quiet glow of our sterile hearts. They say that life needs a little bit of dirt to find the redemption inside of the hurt. But I'd rather be hollow and perfectly clean than be the catastrophe we've always been. No more pulse, no more stain. Wash your hands, close the door. I don't wanna feel anymore. Everything's white, everything's bright, everything's dead. Just the sound of a steady rhythmic beat that eventually flatlines into a single note. I'm turning the dial on the bedside shelf, just trying to drown out the sound of myself. But between every song and the late night news is a haunting vibration I can't seem to lose. It's not in the words and it's not in the air. It's a resonance born from a ghost of a prayer. A low-level thrumming beneath it. floor, like the shadow of footsteps that don't reach the door. You're going in the cafe and sit in the back, where the porcelain cups give a comforting crack. But even the chatter and the steam from the beans can't mask the static behind all the scenes. It's the pitch of a heart that is skipping a beat. It's the hum of the tires on a rain-slicked street. I'm wired to a signal that's heavy and deep, a secret the rest of the world gets to keep. And I'm tuned to the frequency of despair, a high tension wiring of freezing cold air. It's a note that I'm holding, a breath that I've lost, a beautiful rhythm that came with the cost. You're on a different channel, you're light years away, while I'm stuck in the feedback of things I can't say. Searching the white noise for a sign you're still there, on the frequency of despair. They say silence is golden, but they've got it wrong. Silence is just a much louder song. It's a ringing in the ears, it's a pressure in the chest. It's the sound of a soul that's forgotten how to rest. I'm drowning in the hurts and the filtered sound, like a radio signal struggling to break through interference. Tuned to the frequency of despair, a high tension wire in the freezing cold air. It's a note that I'm holding, a breath that I've lost, a beautiful rhythm that came with a cost. You're on a different channel, you're light years away, while I'm stuck in the feedback of things I can't say. Searching the white noise for a sign you're still there, on the frequency of despair. Can you hear it? It's so loud tonight, just beneath the mute. I know how to sit in an empty room. I've memorized the shadows in the center of the gloom. I've been through the breakers where you cry till you're dry, and you hang your whole heart on a bitter goodbye. But this time is different. The air feels changed, like the atoms themselves have been rearranged. It's not just your absence, it's a shift in the light. It's a brand new shadow that's following me tonight. I went to the store and I bought food for one, but I forgot how to eat when the talking is done. I'm wearing your sweater, but it doesn't feel warm. It just feels like the wreckage in the wake of a storm. I used to be lonely when you were right here, a distance of inches and a mountain of fear. But now that you're gone and the silence is wide, I found a new cavern that's open inside. It's a new kind of lonely I haven't met yet, a deeper shade of blue, a more permanent regret. It's not just a hole, it's a whole different map, and I'm falling forever through the heart of the gap. I'm a stranger to the person I'm supposed to be, trying to find the I in the ghost of a we. It's a quiet I can't hide from, a cold I can't flee. This new kind of lonely is reinventing me. I thought I'd seen the bottom, thought I'd hit the floor, but then I found a key to a much darker door. It's not the sharp pain of the day that you left, it's the long-term slow burn ache of the theft of every tomorrow we had in our hearts. meeting me and getting to know him. The guy in the mirror, the one with the eyes that used to be clear. We don't have much to say, we just sit in the gray. In this new kind of lonely, new kind of lonely, just me. This title is a beautiful way to conclude this journey. It captures the painful moment when the world insists on starting a new day, but your heart is still stuck in the wreckage of the night before. Light isn't a gift, it's a spotlight on everything that's missing. The sunrise that hurt, the birds started singing at 5:22, like they didn't know I was waking without you. A thin line of pink began to bleed through the blind, telling the secrets I'd rather not find. I reached for the covers to hide from the glare, but the sun found the pillow where you should have been there. It's a cruel kind of color, so vibrant and deep, waking a heart that just wanted to sleep. I watched the dust dancing along golden beam. It made everything look like a midsummer dream, but the coffee is cold and the kitchen is still, and the lights climbing over the crest of the hill. How can the sky be so shamelessly bright when I'm still drowning in the middle of night? The world's moving on with a smile on its face, while I'm just a ghost in a sun-drenched place. No, it was the sunrise that hurt, the light hidden shadows and dragging up dirt. It was the promise of new when I'm holding the old. It was the warmth of the day making me feel so cold. I wasn't ready for the black to turn blue. I wasn't ready for a morning without you. Yeah, the stars let me hide, but the dawn took my shirt. It was the sunrise, the sunrise that hurt. Every shadow is longer, every corner is clear. I can see every reason why you aren't here. The moon was a liar, she let me believe, but the sun is a witness who won't let me grieve in the dark like I used to.
happy, but it's played over a very slow morning bass line, creating a sense of painful hiatus.
The sunrise that hurt.
Close the curtains. Turn out the day I'm not ready for the gold to stay. Let it be midnight. Let it be June. The sun came for me way too soon. The sound of a window shade being pulled down, followed by silence.
I thought the hard part was the door clicking shut, the sharp sudden sting of a clean paper cut. But that was just the driveway, the start of the line, before the road stretched out through the canyons of time. I've been driving for hours, I've been driving for weeks, through the valleys of silence and the frozen over peaks. Every sign that I pass has your face on the glass, watching the miles and the memories pass. There's a suitcase of sorries in the back of the car, and a map that doesn't tell me exactly where we are. I see you in the rear view, getting smaller each mile. The ghost of your laughter, the ghost of your smile. But the horizon keeps shifting, the pavement stays gray, and I'm still no closer to being okay. It's a lonesome interstate with no exit in sight. I'm looking for rest. Stop to lay down my head, to forget every beautiful thing that you said. But the gravel just crunches. Not yet and not now. I'm breaking the speed limit. I'm breaking a vow just to get to the end of the which way do I turn? Click, click, click. How much more do I burn? Still driving, still leaving, still miles to go. House lights are up, but I'm still on the stage, staring at the ink on a tear-wrinkled page. The band's packed the cases and headed for home, leaving me here in the echo alone. We sang in perfect harmony, the static and the lows of the tears, but the bridge has been crossed and the rhythm is slow, and there's no more fuel for this emotional road. I'm looking at the front row where you used to sit, in the glow of the lighter and the thick of it. Now the seat is just velvet and shadow and dust, a monument built out of broken down trust. I've got one more melody trapped in my throat, a jagged, salt heavy and desperate note, but the microphone's dead and the power is gone, and I can't find the strength to keep carrying on. So let this be the final chorus we sing, the end of the winter, the death of the spring. No more I love yous hidden in rhyme, no more wasting our beautiful limited time. The record is spinning on the very last track, and there's no magic button to bring the us back. It's the end of the anthem, the closing of the door. I'm not gonna sing about you anymore. It's not a crescendo, it's not a big finish, it's just the sound of a fire beginning to diminish. No spinning ovation, no flowers in hand, just a lone set of footprints in the theater sand. The music is leaving the room. Yeah, let this be the final chorus we sing, the end of the winter, the death of the spring. No more I love yous hidden in rhyme, no more wasting our beautiful limited time. The record is spinning on the very last track, and there's no magic button to bring the us back. It's the end of the anthem, the closing of the door. I'm not gonna sing about you anymore. The song is done, silence won. I'm putting the guitar back in the case, I'm wiping the starlight off of my face. One last breath, one last beat.
One last beat. Sound of a heavy stage curtain falling. And recollect
following your ghost, muting the memories in every old post. I put the phone face down on the nightstand wood, telling myself I'm doing better than I should. I close my eyes to find a little peace, a momentary pitch black sweet release. But as soon as the shadows started to lean, I felt that familiar hum behind the screen. Suddenly I'm standing in that yard again, before the summer turned into a way back when. You're laughing at something I haven't yet said, and a blue light is glowing inside of my head. I didn't subscribe to this midnight replay. I didn't ask to see you in this vivid way, but my mind hit refresh while I was asleep, and now I'm in a digital ocean way too deep. And I'm tagged in a dream. I didn't wanna have a rubbing salt into a wound that I was trying to salve. There's no tagged in a dream. This forced update that I can't decline, a glitch in the heart, a break in the line. I wake up reaching for a phantom hand in a reality I no longer understand. Just to realize it was only an echo. Delay and phase effects, making the music feel like it's spinning or underwater, mimicking the hazy feeling of a dream state. Yeah, I'm tagged in a dream. I didn't wanna have a rubbing salt into a wound that I was trying to salve. There's a notification burning in my chest. In the only hour I'm supposed to get rest, I can block your number, I can lock my door, but I can't stop you walking across my floor when the lights go out and the nightmare's supreme. I'm just another memory, tagged in a dream. Clear all notifications, but you're still there. Swipe left on the ghost, but you're still in the air. Waking up now, the screen is black, but I know tonight you'll be coming back, tagged again. Again. I didn't mark it on the calendar with a heavy red pen. I didn't need a reminder of the how or the when. The air just felt different when I opened my eyes. A familiar shade of gray in the morning skies. This time last year the world was still whole, before the cracks started spreading deep in my soul, before the we became you and a me left behind in the wreckage of a life we no longer find. I went to the kitchen and I checked the time, the same hour you told me it wasn't a crime to want something different, to wanna be gone. While I sat in the kitchen and waited for dawn, the floorboards still creak in that one certain spot where you stood with your bags, giving all that you got to a speech about freedom and finding your way, while I memorized the words I was too proud to say. No one sends a card for a day like today. No one brings flowers to sweep the ashes away. It's a ghost of a jubilee, a parade for the ghost of the person in the mirror that I miss the most. And it's the anniversary of the end, the day I lost my lover and my very best friend. 12 months of breathing, but I'm still out of air, looking for your shadow on the back of the chair. It's been 3 deceitful days of I'm doing fine, while I'm still trying to untangle your life from mine. Light a candle for the promise that we couldn't defend. Happy anniversary of the end. They say the first year is the hardest to do, but what happens tomorrow when the cycle is through? Do the memories get softer? Does the bruise start to fade? Or am I just a monument Happy anniversary of the end. The clock strikes the hour, the day is almost through. I survived a whole year without any of you, but I'll see you next time when the leaves start to bend on the anniversary of the end. I'm standing in the hallway with a gallon of cloud white, trying to wash away the ghost of every Friday night. The smiles beside the light switch where you used to rest your hand. The hide marks in the pantry that we never really planned. Got a roller in my fingers and a plastic on the floor, but I'm shaking like a leaf as I approach the bedroom door. Because the color that you chose is the only thing that's left of the house we turned a home before the quiet, sudden theft. First stroke is the hardest, like a bandage being torn, covering the sunset gold from the day that we were sworn to never let the fire out, to never let it fade. Now I'm buried in the shadow of the choices that we made. I can still see your brushstroke in the wet and sticky sheen, the spaces where you stood and all the words that fell between. I'm working like a madman just to give the walls a tongue that doesn't speak your name when the morning sun is hung. And they say a fresh coat solves a world of hidden sins, that the ending disappears when arrange the curtains, and I'll move the heavy bed. I'll put some modern art where we used to hang our heads. But the foundation is shaking, and the drywall's soaked in tears, and you can't paint away the magic of the better half of years. It's just a costume for the ceiling. It's just makeup for the hall, when the truth is screaming out from the bones behind the wall. One coat, two coats. The wall looks